Alright, so this is day 96 of trying to make something of myself. So to make it easy, like this series, it's just like me documenting like my process of my journey on how I'm gonna go from like where I was like when I started this journey to where I want to be, which is like being a guy. So it's really simple. To make it easy, first of all, like I feel like I need to like always add like presentation like for new people, like every single week or like month, I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna just make a quick presentation for people who don't know me or who don't like have the context of like this video. So like this is gonna be easier. I think I'm gonna do that like every 7 days or every 10 days, I don't know. So we're gonna see. So to make it really simple, my name is Paul, I'm 19 years old, and like I'm a freelancer editor. So like I mean that I'm just editing like for client and for people. So I started like everything. I mean, editing I started like last year in summer 2024, and so that means that it's like 9 months. Yeah, around 9 months, something like that. So almost a year. And like my entrepreneurship sorry journey, I started like in the beginning of 2024 or like at the end of 2023, something like that. So from me starting to take something to try to actually make something of myself in the beginning of 2024 till summer, there's like a 6 months gap where I'm actually just trying to find something like add to me, you know. From that moment, like I was working like a 9 to 5, making like 1.5K a month, and then I was lost. Even today, like I feel like I'm still lost some time, but it's okay. It's a part of the process. But yeah, so like 1 year ago, like in let's say in like April of 2024, I was like working literally 1 year like in the past, like last year at like April something like that. I was like working like 40 hours a week. I remember I had like one job, no two. No, I got the second job. I think it was like on April after April. Like so, let's say I had one job working 40 hours a week. It was actually I didn't really like it. You know, I felt like I mean I knew that I'll make something of myself, so I knew that I had to be patient. And what I was okay, my process was really just simple. I was working, and all the money that I was making, it was like putting in stuff like myself. So I was investing in my business, yeah, kind of. So yeah, I've tried a lot of stuff, dropshipping, trading, content creation, and growth operating, all these businesses, and then nothing really was like adapt to me. So I keep pushing and trying like until I discover editing. So it cost me like literally like almost $10,000, but it was worth it because now I mean in summer 2024 when I discovered editing, I was like, wait, like editing was kind of like something just for fun, you know, just like a passion or like something that I used to, you know, because I was posting some YouTube video on YouTube. So I knew a little bit about editing, but nothing crazy, you know. So when I discovered that there's like actually people making from, you know, making a living from editing, I was like, wait, like I feel like there's a match, there's a connection. Let me try that. And then yeah, so in beginning of 2024, no, in summer, in the beginning of summer 2024, I decided to go all in on not only editing or like on the business, but on everything in my life. I mean, everything. So first of all, like I quit my job, my two jobs, because like after April until like the beginning of summer 2024, I got like a second job, and then at some point I had like two jobs, and I was working like 50 hours a week. It was just no, not anymore. I mean, I don't want to do that anymore, but you know. So yeah, what happened is that I just in the beginning of summer 2024, I quit like both jobs, and then I decided to go all in into like my dreams or like chase my goals. So it was kind of like a crazy risk move, or like it's a crazy move actually. But what really helped me at that time is because I was like 19. No, I was 18 actually when I started like going locked in, if I can say. So at 18, you know, you don't have like that much stuff to manage. Like, you know, you're like you're still young. Even 19, you're still young, even like 20, 23, whatever. But just it was like the best time for me to like make something of myself or like to try to make something of myself. So which I did. I decided to just quit. I mean, before I quit, I put like a lot of money like in for like the time frame that I was like locked in and make something of myself. So actually I was prepared. I didn't just quit like that for no reason without any plan. So like I had already like a plan. I knew around like what to do, what to, you know, look for, and then yeah. So basically I quit my jobs and then decided to go all in on everything literally. So my business, my personal brand on Instagram, the gym, like I was spending like 5 hours like a day in average like at a gym, and I was doing that every single day without like a day off for like 3 months, and it's actually crazy. So that was like my inputs like in 1 month. Like I was going like 5 hours like at the gym every single day of the month. I was like posting 3 times like a day, like 3 times a day on Instagram every single day, every single like day of the month. And then I was also like editing because the video that I was posting, I was editing it. It was like practice, and then I posted it like at the same time I was building my personal brand. And then that was my life. So I was literally locked in. I had nothing else to do in my life. I was, I mean, when I started, it wasn't really like a drastic like switch because I still was like hanging out with like friends. I was just trying to go out a little bit, but it was really less than it used to be. So it was a like a middle stage between like, okay, I'm not locked in and I'm locked in. So before, when I was working like a 9 to 5, I was always like, not always, but I was like frequently like out, and I was I didn't really have like a goals with like my time, so I was just like wasting my a lot of time. Probably I was like addicted to video games also. That was in the past, so but it didn't really help me. So yeah, when I like started to look in, I was less outside. I was just more into like I did like some crazy like inputs on my business and my journey just in general. So yeah, after like 3 months, I saw some results because like my brand on Instagram like gained like 20K followers. On like my body, like I saw like a big difference. I finally started to get like some muscle, and I was like, oh my god, that's crazy, it's working. And then even like on calisthenics, so like the sport that I do, like I saw some result. My editing skills also improved. So just by being locked in for like summer, because summer, there's no excuse for like summer. You cannot say like, oh, I have school. Like during the year, I'm like, okay, there's school, probably have a job. I can understand. But like at summer, there's no excuses, literally. So I decided to like take a try for like this summer 2024, and then I did. And at the end, like in the beginning of summer, I was like literally I had 2 jobs. I was making like 15, like I mean 1.5, 2K a month, something like that. And I was working like 50 hours a week, like with 2 jobs, which is just crazy. And then yeah, that was my life. And then after like summer, yeah, after summer, I mean, I was making like $0 per month because I quit my job, and I wasn't making money from like my editing business, or like just because I first decided to focus on improving my skills and my brand. So I said literally no to client, like it's to potential client, because I was like, okay, I'm locked in right now. I'm just improving my skills. I'm gonna do that later. So what I did is that I just locked in on my brand and on my skills, and then eventually, because I put all my time and my attention into me and my skills and my brand and all that, I was able to get like crazy results like in short amount of time. So yeah, after like 3 months, I was like, okay, that's cool. I got a skill. I have a skill and I have a brand, but I'm not making money from it, and I don't have a job because I quit my job to get these results. So I was like, okay, let me try to make money from it. And then as I think it was like at November almost, or like the beginning of December, sometime something like that. So what happened is that I just decided to go to learn more stuff about like client acquisition, because I knew nothing about it, like because my one of my goals was to make like 5 figure a month with like my editing skills. So I'm not talking about like coaching, courses, like partnership, like all this stuff. Just from my editing skills, my goal was to make like 10K a month just from my editing skills. And I was like, okay, I have the skills to make that much money, but I don't know how like I will proceed, because at that moment, like after the 3 months of like being locked in and getting the skills and everything, I didn't knew I knew nothing about like content acquisition and stuff like that. But I felt like my skills was good enough, but I think I was wrong because I wasn't really where I had to be to actually be like at that level where you can actually make 10K a month. But it was close. So what happened is that I started to watch a lot of content about like how to make money as an editor, client acquisition, how to get client, how to all this stuff. So I literally I've watched like almost all the videos on the topic like on YouTube. It's crazy, like, but there's I mean I learned like a lot of different way to do stuff. So it was really hard to like find like a good way to like get client, or like just get monetized as an editor, or like just get some work to actually it was literally like finding a business. Like I didn't sell like I saw like a different ways to do it, and I was like, okay, which one is the best? Or do I have to try it all? And like I was lost literally, so I decided to try it all. I mean, not at the same time, but I give myself like a month to try like a technique or like a way to do it. So I think in December I started. It's also when I started like when I made like this announcement of like, okay, I'm gonna actually start to try to make like 10K a month from editing, from my editing skills. So what happened is that I made like a Instagram reel, like just saying to document it like on Instagram. But if I had time or if I was dedicated, I'll put like the real like here right now. But I'm not putting that much effort into content here because because I don't need it yet, but it's gonna come with time. So yeah, I decided to document like the process of how I'm gonna go from like making from 0 to like 10K a month, from editing skills. But it was easier for me to start at that level, even if I was at 0. It's because like it was like by purpose I was at 0, because as like during the process of like trying to become a better editor or making more money, I even said like no to potential client or like to client that wanted like to work with me like during the process, but I said no because I was locked in. So what happened is that even if I was at like 0 a month from my editing skills, but I had the skills, I had the brand, I knew that it will be not that much hard for me because I already got something. And then yeah, so I decided to start that. The first month of me trying like client acquisition, like going all into it, was like December 2024. And then yeah, so basically I was like doing a lot of outreach because everybody told me like, yo, outreach is working, so just try it. I tried like sending like a lot of outreach, didn't really work for me. I mean, yeah, kind of, but not really, not really. I think at December or like at November, I passed like 1K a month, but it was really just random. I think it was like the first hyping client that I got. It was like from a referrals from like a friend, and it was literally just so random. Like I didn't understand, and till like today, I'm still working with like that guy, and it's actually crazy. So yeah, from that moment, like at December, we were like at 1K a month, and I was like, okay, cool. I need to make like 10 times what I'm doing right now, which is like crazy because I was like, okay, I saw like the amount of work that I was putting in, and I was like, okay, 10 times what I'm doing right now. I feel like it's working, but I'm not sure. And then I tried out like in the first month of like this year, literally 2025. And this is like where I've actually documented the process because you can just go watch like the first videos. And then yeah, so basically the first month, like on January, I've literally like tried another way of doing that, was like just changing like the target for like the potential client, like my niche. I should just change it like the niche, like instead of like going for like what I was looking for first, I just changed like the niche, and actually it was a different one. But I think with like that niche, it was like people didn't really need like high quality content, so it was like kind of like made the low ticket, but it was okay because by doing this method, I was able to like get like, new clients. And I was like, but even if it was like a low budget per video, I mean, I had like a huge volume. So like the volume was big, but the quality wasn't really there. So it was like 50-50. It was like worth it, but at the same time, not really, because you have a lot of content to think about. Even though you don't, I was spending like probably like 20 minutes on each piece of content, but it was like the fact that I had like a lot of content to edit per month. That's what like allowed me to like still be make like some money with like this type of client. But after like scaling that offer with like mid ticket, even though I was like at 7K like per month like in acquisition, so like all the clients and all the work that I had, that'll be like 7K a month. But I signed up like the client for like the next week, the next 2 weeks, the next month. So I saw my acquisition, I was like, okay, shit, that's cool. We are like at 7K in acquisition. So I didn't really get paid first because like I said, I signed up the client to start like in 1 week, 2 weeks, a month. I was like, okay, shit, I have 7K a month in acquisition and I have to post like 300 videos like a month. It's a lot of volume. And I was like, bro, and I said 7K because I've stopped it. And I was like, wait, it's only like at 7K. I was like, wait, like there's something wrong. How, like I'm alone, I don't have like, I don't have like an agency, something like that. I'm alone, I'm a freelancer, and I have like 300, I think it was more than that, 300 video to edit, like in a month, like this is like per month. I didn't, and I saw like a vision of myself doing that and working like that. And I said, like, okay, that's 7K. So if I want to make 10K, it's gonna probably be like more videos. I'm like, no. I just said, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. So what happened is that I literally said, I don't know if I can say, but like I've literally stopped working with like most of like this client that I had from the beginning of like this month. I mean, not this month, but this year, sorry. So yeah, so that, okay, so basically I went from like 0 to 1K after from 1K to 7K, and I came back at like 7K to like 2K. No, 1.5 actually. And I was like, okay, shit, it's not working, like with like the low mid ticket. Like even if it's working, it's not working because your life, I will just have a terrible life. But I know that there's a lot of people who do that, but it just because for me, like there's a way to do stuff. So like in the way that I wanted to make like 10K a month, it wasn't really, I didn't sort of fit. So I was like, okay, shit, I have to change something. And then it's after like 2 months after, like I think it was like last month, no, actually no, February and March, I've decided to change it. So basically I just focus on getting high paying client. And then that's what I've worked for me because I had like less volume to produce, like not only with content but also with outreach. But I was planning like I was sending like 50 DMs every single day for like 2 months, I think. Yeah, months or two. And then yeah, I think it was really what worked best for me because that allowed me to like, okay, I was like at, okay, that's it. This is like the trick. I was like at I was 1K, like I said in the beginning, like last year at the end, and then I went from like 1K. At 1K it was 10 video a month, 10 short a month, which is nothing. And then I went from like $1,000 a month to $7,000 a month. And at 7 it was like 300 video to 300 short ways. There's just something is not working. I was like, wait, no, I cannot do that. So I came back at like 1.5K or like 2K. I'm not sure. I think it was, yeah, it was like 1.5, something like that. But I still had like 15 video to edit, something like that. So what I did is that I just scaled back to like 6, not 7, I think it was like 6. I mean, till now, it's like 6K around. And the volume was like 3 times less because now it's like, right now, it's like I have 40 pieces of content to edit and I'm almost making like 7K a month. So like, it's just, I don't know, it's just exactly how I wanted to do it because like now I have like less volume but more quality work. So just allow me to have like less content to think about. And then yeah, so I made like the change for like in 2 months, and then like this month, this is where am I right now because I didn't achieve my goal yet. So yeah, right now we are like between 5 to 10K, so like it's around 6.5, 5.5. It's not a specific number, but I don't know what's the thing with like a business. With business, it's always like, it's never gonna be like one number unless you charge like a client for like a 3-month or like a 6-month contract. But I'm not doing that right now, so probably I'm gonna do that in the future. But yeah, so right now we're like between 5 to 10K, and the goal is to scale. But I'm just thinking about like how I'm gonna do that to scale my editing service like from 5K to 10K a month. So I'm watching like everything that I'm doing right now, like the inputs and the amount of work that I'm working. And I think that the way that I'm doing it right now, it's exactly what I need. Because like I said, I have like, in average, I think, I'm not sure, but it's around like 40 videos a month. Yeah, literally it's 40 videos a month and I'm making like 5.5K. It's, I don't know, because like I live in Canada, so like it's really just switched the money. But yeah, so what happened is that I need to just double what I'm doing right now. So I'm like, okay, the inputs, I work like 2 hours a day, which is really just nothing. It's so crazy, like 2 hours a day is just 1 hour for like per short, because now we kind of like, I'm really fast, so I can edit like a short, finish everything in like 1 hour. So I'm editing like 2 shorts every single day. Not every single day, because there's still days where I'm just really off. I think for like 10 days, I have 2 shorts every single day. And like for 20 days, I have like only 1 short a month. I mean a day, sorry. So it's nothing, like I promise it's nothing. And the more that you actually edit for like the same client, the faster you can edit for him, because you actually know what or where to focus on in order to, get him the quality result that he's looking for from the content. So yeah, literally. So now I'm still thinking about like, okay, I need to get more client, but not too much, because like probably I just need like 1 or 2 more high tier client, and I'm gonna be set for like a freelancing, because my main goal, like I explained, was to create like a blueprint to go from like, let's say, 1, 2, 3 to like 10K a month from editing as a freelancer. And then when I'm gonna like create that blueprint by doing it by myself, I'll be able to share with, share like the process to like student that I'll get, from coaching, like when I'm gonna go all in. So my goal is really simple. I want to make like a business. One of my goals for like this year is to make a business that make like 6 figures a month. So how I want to do that is I'm gonna pick a skill. In my case, it's editing. I'm like actually already doing it, and I'm gonna scale that skill from like 0 to 10K a month. And when I'm gonna hit to 10K a month, I'm gonna just teach people how to do it. And the thing that will really help me like build trust is to like show people like the process, which I'm doing right now. And also I'm gonna like put some guarantee of like, if you don't get result, I'm gonna give you back your money or something like that. That's really that's really why I have to master on like scaling the editing like services, because I need to be in a point where even if I lose like all the client, like in 1 month I can get back I can get back to the same position. So let's say example, I'm making 10K and then I lose all my clients. Like I need to create like a system to be able to get back to 10K like as fast as possible. Yeah, literally, even if I lost all the clients that I'm working with. So that's what I'm like, trying to create. It's not only just getting to 10K. There is like a way to do stuff, and I have to do it in a way. First of all, I have to do it in a way that I still have my life, because I just want to like have to, probably maximum I want to work every single day is like 5 hours on editing only, because I do other stuff also. So editing, working as a freelancer editor only 5 hours a day and making 10K, it's really hard, because like it's not easy. It's not everyone that can do that, even if you don't have like the right knowledge and stuff like that. But it's just, I really need to, my main goal is not really to get to 10K, because I can't get 10K by luck. Example, I don't know, like just someone send me his client and then boom. I really have to create like a system, a blueprint to go from like, not zero, because zero is kind of crazy, but to go from like, let's say 3K to, I don't know what I'm gonna help people with. I think I'm gonna help them with like going from like, I can specialize. This is like for later on, like when I'm gonna like scale to like 6 figure a month. But I'm gonna help like specific editors. Like in my case, probably gonna be editors making like 3K a month and then they want to make like 5K, or probably editor making like 2K a month, or they want to make like 4, 5, even 6 or 7. It's really gonna depend on like the process, or like how, or like who I'm gonna help with. But I just need, my main goal is not really to make 10K, is to build a system that will allow me to make 10K like every single month with editing. So like explain with like the example of, if I lose all my client, can I get back to the same position like in 1 month? That's what I'm trying to create. So I need to be so good. I need to create like a blueprint that works so well that I can teach it to someone, and like in 1 month he's able to see result. So from that, I'm gonna be able to like charge whatever I want, because like, bro, I guarantee you the result and it's actually working. So so that's like for like the future, but not really so future, because right now, based on the result that I have, I could actually go not all in. Yeah, kind of. I could actually go to all into with coaching, because I've scaled my editing service to more than 5K a month, which is already something that I can actually, it's already something that I've achieved. That means that I can actually teach that to some people to go from like say 1K, 2, 3, or even 5 like me. So but the thing is, I really want to make 10K, because it's kind of like not only like a goal. It's like a dream goal, if I can say it. Just this number. Like, I don't know why. I'm just, I think you get the point. But yeah, I want to make that from like that services, that business that I'm doing right now, which is editing. And yeah, because I know it's possible, and I want to actually have this title of making 10K with editing. So it will just help me to promote like my future business. It's kind of crazy, just a way for me to like promote my future business. It's crazy. I'm doing all that just to promote my future business. And then from that future business, I'm gonna be able to like build a lot of stuff. But yeah, so a lot of let's say, yeah, a lot of, I have like a big vision, and I'm working on it every single day. And I think the hardest part is not really like the business, it's just the fact that you're like alone. I mean, my case, because I'm still in the beginning of my journey, so I don't have like a team, or So everything, it's like the hardest part. Like going from like 0 to 10K a month is like the hardest part because you're doing everything by yourself. Like it's hard. You have to find out by. But going from like 10K to like 6 figure a month, it's just easier because you already have the money to like get a team, build like system. Like it's just gonna be easier for me. So knowing that right now I'm doing the hardest part, it's kind of like okay, it's not that deep. I mean, in my head it's like okay, it's not gonna be that much hard to get to that position or like to get to the next position, but it's gonna be really hard too. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. So yeah, we're gonna see how it's gonna go, but again, I'm really confident for like the future. One of my goals is that I want to make that like achieve this goal before like turning 20, which allow that mean that I only have like 4 months left. So I have 4 months left to achieve 5 figure a month, and yeah, that's all. Just for my like birthday to celebrate like the fact that I'm gonna be 20. So off of that, I think yeah, that's pretty much it. So see you tomorrow on day. Oh, I said whoa, what the fuck? I don't master this thing, but yeah. So I said see you tomorrow on day 97. All right, ciao. Bro, what? Ciao.